Do you know anything about Elden Ring? Elden Ring?
Have you just arrived? How very unusual. Just how long has it been?
Elden Ring.
I can blow you out of your socks and you know it.
It's been a full year without any news about Elden Ring. 12 months without any reveals, footage, gameplay, or news about the upcoming From Software game. They introduced the game to us in June of 2019, building an expectation that this game exists. In that time, the Earth has made an entire orbit around the Sun. And isn't that kind of weird? They introduced the game to us in June of 2019. They created the channels to provide us information for the game on Twitter and Instagram. I don't know if they made an Instagram, did they? They created the channels to provide information to us about Elden Ring, and yet for the last 12 months, they have remained dormant and silent.
Well, you know, the good part is at least we got to bond with family and friends.
Would you be quiet?
The further away I've gotten from the Elden Ring reveal, the more curious and conspiratorial about the trailer I've become.
So nervous that he wasn't gonna give it to me. I was really excited that he pulled it out and offered it.
Maybe it's the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, lore hunter in me, desperate for more information. Soulsborne fans are an odd bunch. It's a community that flourished around speculation, built upon limited information, and squeezing and extracting all of the things we know about the world through small but meaningful clues that we are given.
Oh man, you've always got an answer, don't you?
I'm just answering the questions that you're asking.
You're a good-looking guy. You're charming. I can see that, but I don't care. I'm old and married with children. It's not working on me. I have seen it all.
And because of this trained behavior shaped by From Software, I've become suspicious and curious about the Elden Ring trailer. And I've become convinced that it holds a secret.
How did you even know what he said?
I grew up.
Because I've heard we've played this.
I grew up on this.
The whole time, right in front of our eyes, Miyazaki and the From Software bad boys.
Hell on wheels, heaven on earth, that's us, right, Mama?
That's right, Daddy.
Billy, you left your bike in the driveway. Oh my God. Billy, are you playing Motorcycle Ladies again?
It's Motorcycle Mamas, Dad.
Timmy, go play video games.
Yeah!
The whole time, right in front of our eyes, Miyazaki and the From Software bad boys have told us everything we need to know about the reveal of Elden Ring.
The Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. Shattered by someone or something. Don't tell me you don't see it. Look up at the sky. It burns.
One year ago, we were given a trailer that, whose very first words they ever spoke to us, said, "I doubt you can even imagine it." Is that a challenge, Miyazaki?
Sounds like a wager to me.
On June 21st, a rare natural phenomenon will occur, in what our ancestors must have seen as magic, and I still do.
I'm gonna freaking kill you, you stupid idiot! I'm gonna kill you! How would I kill you? That's not magic!
The sky will turn dark, and an Elden Ring of fire will appear in the sky. What I'm talking about is an annular solar eclipse. Annular, from the Latin word for ring, annulo. An annular eclipse is when a ring of fire appears in the sky as the moon blocks out the sun. In a total eclipse, the moon is closer to the Earth, so it appears larger, and it blocks out the sun entirely. But in an annular solar eclipse, the sky burns in a ring of fire, and much more specific conditions must be met in order for this to happen. Sounds like a Dark Souls NPC quest line. When the moon is at its apogee, or furthest point away from the Earth, it will appear smaller in the sky. As it blocks out the sun, it only blocks out the center area, creating a ring of fire blazing down on the Earth. Also, quick note, this isn't going to happen in North America this year. It's going to happen next year for us, but it will be happening in Asia this year. And you guys will probably see photos of it as it passes over the areas of the world that it will pass over this year. But it's still happening, and that is what my theory is based on.
Stop being silly. You're not making any sense.
But wait, you might be asking, am I implying that Miyazaki and From Software planned to give us information on June of 2019 and then keep us in the dark for 12 months, only to come back with information on Elden Ring as the sky turns dark and a ring of fire appears in the Earth, announcing their game in tandem with a spectacular natural phenomenon?
Billy, that's impossible. Stop lying or I will send you to the principal's office.
I'm not lying. Stop calling me a liar.
Billy, stop lying. You're wasting class time.
I'm not lying, and you're calling me a liar is damaging my self-esteem as a student.
Fine, then prove it.
Prove what?
Why would they do that? Well, because it's awesome.
Are there any real questions?
Guess you can't prove me a liar, huh?
Because it's awesome. Okay, so think about it. Miyazaki loves solar eclipses. Dark sigils throughout the Dark Souls series are just solar eclipses. The Ringed Knights in the Ringed City wear solar eclipses on their armor. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that these games are related because they both include solar eclipses, but rather I'm saying that Miyazaki loves solar eclipses and he pays a lot of attention to them. And also the moon. Think about how important of a role it played in Bloodborne. Of these games with such a significance placed upon the moon and the sun and eclipses, I think that From Software knows that it has this unique, passionate fan base that thrives on being left in the dark, that loves to build lore and speculation out of limited information and even silence.
I doubt you could even imagine it.
This right here is all kind of sinister good looking. That right there will chase you around the room and spank you.
From Software is very specific with their words, and they tell us, I doubt you can even imagine it. And then they say, don't tell me you don't see it. As if there's something we were supposed to find in there.
Don't tell me you don't see it.
And then they say the thing about the sky.
Look up at the sky. It burns.
Look up at the sky. It burns.
Up there said,
On June 21st of 2020, the moon will be at its highest point in its orbital path, at its apogee, furthest from the Earth. It will pass in front of the sun, blocking out light from the sky, pouring darkness across the horizon and engulfing the sky in a ring of fire.
You need to back up. You need to get out.
Yo. God, shut up. This isn't good at all. Look.
It's the prophecy. It was foretold like 1,000 years before dinosaurs. Oh, man.
But let's take a second to talk about the game's setting and inspiration. Obviously, it's fantasy, so not in the real world, but there are inspirations for the world.
Space. I heard about this thing called Northern Lights in school. I bet.
These games have influences from the real world. And what we know about Elden Ring, it is that it appears to have Celtic and Nordic influences.
Asians!
In Celtic and Norse mythology, as well as with many other cultures, the sun, the moon, and their relationship are incredibly significant. Archaeologists have found stone carvings in Ireland that were made over 5,000 years ago.
Handle this right now. I don't think that I can handle this right now.
Anyways, the point is, the Elden Ring of Fire in the sky is an incredibly significant natural phenomenon. Wikipedia says that the summer solstice has been celebrated by humans since the Stone Age. Okay, this Wikipedia fact is probably the worst Wikipedia fact I've ever seen.
My God, it was terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible though.
But it is believed by some. They put that. This theory is pretty loose, but I'm not going to devolve myself into this. 1 year ago, the devilishly clever From Software bad boys released a trailer to Elden Ring with a clue hidden inside, begging for us to imagine it, and mocking us for not seeing it. The annular solar eclipse that's occurring on June 21st of 2020, that's going to appear as a ring of fire in the sky, lay out a solidly flimsy House of Cards conspiracy theory that the release date of Elden Ring will be on June 21st, 2020, and that the clues were right in front of us the entire time.
So, go on ahead. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
Okay, so thanks for listening. Thanks for watching to my crazy theory about the Elden Ring release date.